Welcome to another episode of Trending Niches. This week I'm going to share quite a lot of new and emerging trends with you on Amazon Merch and Etsy. There's been a lot happening recently with new trends that are really kicking off. And towards the end of the video, I will also share quite a few big trends that are going to do well during the month of August. So it's going to be worth sticking around for that, but it's just Amazon and Etsy today. I don't have any Redbubble trends for you because the tool that I typically use for the research is currently not working. So I'm sorry about that, but once it gets fixed, I will get back to sharing those trends as well. One brand new trend that you should definitely avoid, at least in my opinion, is Kamala is Brat. And the reason you should avoid this is not because of Kamala Harris, or this being related to politics, which I think isn't always a death sentence. But the thing is, this is referring to an official studio album by this artist right here. The album cover is just this plain green with a horrible font, and it says Brat. Now, you might argue that's not a reason for this not to be allowed. And yes, in front of a court, you know, it might be okay, it might pass, but Amazon is the judge in this case, and I'm very, very certain that once Amazon figures out, right, these designs are linked to an official singer artist's studio album, and they're probably going to wipe these off the platform. Even if the singer endorsed Kamala, I don't think that has anything to do with it or is going to help. So yeah, brand new trend, lots of sales. I get it, it's very tempting, but I don't think it's worth it. It is somewhat of a social media meme, but the fact that it's linked to an official album would definitely put me off this, so please stay away from it. Speaking of Kamala Harris though, the biggest trending niche on Amazon at the moment is definitely Kamala Harris shirts. Last episode we were talking about Trump shirts trending and being the top sellers on Amazon. That was just after his attempted assassination, but right now, because Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential race and Kamala Harris took his spot, that is why this niche is currently dominating. Trump shirts are still trending, don't get me wrong, but they don't have the top spot anymore. You can see right here the top seller at the moment in this niche is this Kamala design, very simple political template that always does well. This very simple circle, text in the middle, some stars in the year. 203 BSR, that is crazy, especially considering we're back to the clothing category. We don't have the climate pledge friendly anymore, so this low BSR is even more valuable, signifies even more sales. This is an established listing, over 1,400 days old. However, if we scroll down, you're going to notice a lot of new badges popping up, and a lot of the designs with new badges are brand new. So this one right here, 5 days ago, published only less than a week ago, it's got an 8,000 BSR, which is mental. Again, very simple politics template right here that you see time and time again. Another thing that is impressive about these new listings is that these are in a political niche, which means you cannot run ads on these listings. That's not allowed through the Amazon ads platform, meaning these are all organically selling this well. I mean, look at this one, 3 days ago that was published, Harris 2024, 33k BSR. And I know politics can be a bit of a gray area on Amazon Merch, but these very generic designs, I don't see an issue with them. If you're trying to sell something related to the assassination attempt, that is more likely going to get you into trouble on Amazon. So I would recommend against that, but just a generic Kamala design, one of her quotes, I don't think there's any issues with that. But yeah, definitely the biggest niche right now on Amazon. There's a lot of new listings popping up, doing well. And yeah, I can see this trending a lot, not just for a week or two, but over the next few months leading up to the election. And generally I would also want to make you aware of right here the fact that with this election, I can imagine there's still being some changes moving forward. There's still 4 months left. For example, I think the fact that Joe Biden dropped out of the race, a lot of people were kind of predicting that. I think even Trump said it at one point before it happened. And the people that kind of heard that and realized, okay, if that actually comes to be true, there's going to be some trends around Joe Biden dropping out of the race. Those people who saw that put up some shirts in advance, maybe related to Kamala, maybe related to Biden leaving or dropping out of the race. Those people got rewarded. So try and kind of predict as well as jumping on these brand new trends. If you are chasing trends, that is, try and predict what is going to happen, and if that said event happens, what sorts of shirts might be selling. So yeah, that's something I want to kind of give you as advice right here, because there is some examples in my Discord server of people who are in very low tiers, tier 10, tier 25, and they are getting a lot of sales at the moment because they had designs up early to some of these trends when they didn't take days and days to be reviewed, and now they're kind of taking off thanks to these events that have happened or occurred. So yeah, I hope again this advice helps you. Camilla, currently the biggest trend on Amazon. Next up, we've got a brand new niche that started to trend overnight, no established designs, and again this is related to Joe Biden dropping out of the race. These all say prosecutor versus felon in different design styles, and they are referring to Kamala Harris and Trump. As you can see, all of these say published 4 days ago, 3 days ago. Is there anything higher? Not really. So again, brand new niche, literally just appeared, and the top seller sitting at a 99k BSR. So not as hot of a trend as the other one, but still, considering these are all new, they're all politics, so no ads. Yeah, they're definitely doing really, really well, and I can see this trending for quite a while moving forward, as long as nothing changes with the two candidates right there. These designs should be doing well moving forward, leading up to November. Moving away from the mainstream trends just for a second, here's a little bit of a smaller trending niche. This is just a quote from an author, I believe, that he said during an interview. Very simple text-based designs. I don't think there's anything wrong with it in terms of trademark or copyright. Maybe I wouldn't use his actual name on the shirt and just use the quote. But as you can see, these were all published 5 days ago. This one is 4 days ago. They've got decent BSRs. They are getting quite a lot of sales. They're not selling like hundreds of times a day like some of the previous niches, but this is kind of off the radar. It's not mainstream, so it's going to be lower competition. So it is worth considering. Just wanted to shout this out, and I hope it helps some of you get some sales. Now, if you don't care for all of the political election trends, all that stuff, then here is a massive trending niche for August. It is back to school. These shirts are already doing super well, and they peak during the month of August when everyone is going back to school in America. And the good thing about this niche is, whilst it is very competitive, the ways to sub-niche right here are endless. There's also a lot of different design styles that work really well. However, there is also certain styles and phrases that you need to avoid, ideally. So here, for example, in my kindergarten era, whilst that is a really good looking design and kindergarten is a sub-niche, the in my era phrase, at least in my opinion, is not safe on Amazon because it is somewhat related to Taylor Swift. That is why the phrase is doing so well, because her tour is called the Eras Tour. I know you might argue that's not actually a bad thing. It's not close enough. It's not using a song lyrics, but because it is Taylor Swift, and that's the main reason these are selling, and because she's such a big figure, it is probably dangerous using this phrase on Amazon merch, at least in my opinion. You have to make up your own mind, after all, how much risk you want to take. I personally wouldn't do it. Then, a few more examples. One of the top selling listings right here, Game On First Grade. There's two things wrong with this. First of all, the text or the font, along with this hat right here, very reminiscent of Mario. So it's ripping off popular game, and the console does not look like a generic gaming console. It looks like a carbon copy, at least to me, of the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, two big brands, two big names right there being copied. Definitely a dangerous strategy. Even if you see that these have been live for 300 days, they could be from an official brand, or Amazon could delete them tomorrow. Or if you try and post a design, it might go under review and you get rejected regardless of other designs being live with this style. It doesn't mean that if you publish a design that it will also get through. That's just not how it works, unfortunately. So stay away from this style for sure. Another one to quickly point out is ABCD right here. There's nothing wrong with those letters, but the style right here is very reminiscent of AC/DC, a famous band. It's kind of copying their logo, their font, and again, that's something that is going to get you into trouble. So don't do it. You've got way too many options right here in terms of sub-niches and phrases to try and target. And later on in this video, I'll also share some specific sub-niches that I found on Etsy. So stick around for that. Speaking of sub-niches, I wonder if you can guess what this is a sub-niche for. because just looking at the designs and the actual phrase, it is very hard to guess that this is actually related to Kamala Harris. You can see her name right here in the second bestseller. The phrase that's actually trending is, "You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?" And there's a little bit more to it. And essentially this stems from a quote that she said during a speech in 2023, apparently. And it's now resurfaced, it's trending on social media, something along those lines. And that is why there's a lot of shirts selling really well. Look at the bestseller, 18K BSR. And the design doesn't even look very good. At least in my opinion, that is. And this is 130 days old. So it is somewhat established, I guess. It only has one review though. But if we look at the other listings, there are so many right here that are literally published 3 days ago, like this one in the second place. Here we've got 3 days ago again with an American flag and a palm tree. So simple, right? So a bunch of different design styles working. Some people even got more creative. We've got the word vote right here with a coconut for the O and the tree for the T. Very simple, but it's a cool idea. It fits the theme of the election, and it refers to Kamala. It's kind of a hidden message in a sense for people who knew that phrase. So yeah, brilliant. Posted 2 days ago, so brand new, and it's got a 250k BSR, which is a decent amount of daily sales. So yeah, really good niche, or interesting niche right here, cool trend. And I like this groovy design as well, by the way. I just thought I'd point that out. Not just because it's groovy, but because the color scheme is quite unique, right? Typically you would see kind of each letter having a different color with these groovy designs, and they're usually more of sort of a summery, warm color scheme, whereas here we've got some very strange, like seemingly random colors mixed together, but they seem to work very well in unison. This is definitely a color scheme that I would note down for future use because it looks cool, it looks unique, and people seem to like it because this shirt has got a 90k BSR after just 4 days of being live. Moving on to the Etsy trends, here we've got, as promised, the first sub niche for back to school. This is a very new sub niche as well, which is always good. So we've got Bra We Back. If you've been following along in the print on demand world for a while, then you probably know that bra has been a very popular word, at least in 2024. This is kind of like a bit of a cultural trend that has emerged, similarly to the "in my era" phrase, which that one I wouldn't really use personally, but this one right here, there's no issues with it. I don't know why bra is so popular, but generally this seems to work with any kind of trending niche, and I would even consider trying out with evergreen niches as well. You can combine that word and kind of appeal to a modern audience, I guess, who finds it funny. I don't know. But here, as you can see, top seller, we've got a t-shirt right here, Bra We Back, happy first day, I think it says at the bottom. 100 monthly sales estimated, and the listing ages, as you can see, of all of these right here ranking at the top, are 1 month or less, which is crazy. Also some digital listings right here. That doesn't say Bra We Back, don't know why that's showing. But yeah, some digital listings as well, showing, as you can see, by the price. But again, we've got a t-shirt right here, price at $17, around 80 sales a month. With such a brand new listing, that's definitely really good. And we also have to remember that these are going to go up in sales. The demand is going to increase throughout August. It peaks during August, does the back to school trend. So check it out, and also think, how can I apply the word bra to other niches within this trend, within other trends, or maybe within the niches that you're already getting sales in, because that's always a good way to go about things, is try and combine a new popular trend or phrase or design style with the niches, the topics that are already working for you, because that is a great strategy to find new best sellers, is come up with something new and unique that hasn't been done before in a niche that's already got good demand and that's getting you a lot of sales. So yeah, hope that helps, and let's move on to the next Etsy trend, which is, surprise surprise, another political one. Sorry if you're bored of these, but they are just one of the most popular topics in the print on demand world at the moment. So this one is Trump Vance shirts right here. This is again a very new niche and trending since, just a couple of weeks ago, I think. All of these listings 1 month right here in terms of the age, and we can see that there's a mixture of digital items. Again, you can see it here with the price, or if we drag this out, you can see SVG in the title. Sometimes you see PNG as well. That indicates as it's a downloadable file, like right here, SVG, PNG. But there's also a bunch of actual t-shirt listings ranking right here, getting about 80-90 sales roughly a month with the top selling listings. But if you scroll down, there is more listings, and they're all brand new, selling with this new phrase. So yeah, check it out. Another political trend that is potentially going to do well over the next few weeks, unless something changes in this camp, the names change somehow. You never know. This is probably going to get quite a few sales over the next few weeks. Moving on to another back to school sub niche. This one is grade custom teacher shirt, and I know that kind of seems like a weird keyword, but the idea is I want to show you these designs right here that say, for example, 2nd grade and then Mrs. Smith. The idea being that you can do this design for lots of different grades. You can also do it for kindergarten, for example. I saw a few of those. We've got 4th grade right here, and these are all custom teacher shirts, so you can customize them with the teacher's name. These are doing really well. If we look at the listing ages right here and sort this by monthly sales, you can see that some of the top ranking ones are getting around 200-100 sales a month estimated, and they're all brand new listings. I did filter out newer listings to show you that this is a niche that you can potentially enter with brand new designs. And yeah, there's a bunch of examples right here. 3rd grade, we've got 1st grade, kindergarten as well on a black shirt in this case. And also think of other product types, right? Basically anything that a teacher might wear or take to school with them, such as coffee mug or a tumbler. In those cases, you can often consider using the same designs and also offering them as a custom or personalizable product on Etsy. So yeah, I hope this helps you out. Once again, sales are going to go up throughout August. Definitely a lot of potential in the back to school niche. Right, and here we've got a bit of a random weird trend again. This is just waiting for Halloween, and these are all digital downloads. Again, if I draw this out, you can see the PNG keywords in the listings. The price is low on these as well, indicating it is a digital download. But look at the listing ages. All of these are 1 month old. There's only one that says 5 months old right here. Didn't filter the listing age in this case, and we've got the top sellers sitting close to 200 monthly sales on average, only about 1,000 listing index right here. And I didn't actually add a product type. It is just waiting for Halloween. So yeah, it seems like there's a lot of people who are very impatiently waiting for October, and they are interested in designs along this topic. We just had was it Happy Summerween as a trend recently in one of these episodes. So yeah, for some reason Halloween is starting to trend in some ways during summer. This shows it once again. It's a bit different. It is digital items, not actual physical products. I think I did see one tumbler with this design selling. This is again a digital listing. Not sure why this is doing so well, but it is worth considering. If you know how to sell digital downloads, why not try this out? If you're struggling to get sales with your print-on-demand business, you would definitely benefit from watching this video next, where I share 7 common reasons why you're struggling to get those sales and how to fix them.